Hey, Tommy from the Run Testers with our monthly essentials guide. This month it's just me and Nick, and we're going to be delving into a few different bits of kit that we've tested over the past month that we think are worth taking a look at if you're looking for some new running kit. So let's jump in and see what we both picked.
So my first pick for this monthly roundup of stuff I've been testing in the last few weeks is the Evadict trail running hydration belt. Now this is another belt from Decathlon, and I'm also a very big fan of the hydration flask carrying belt. They've not got great names, these belts from Decathlon, but they do a very good job at a very good price. So that one, the hydration flask belt from Kiprun, which is the road running line of Decathlon, I use for my marathons. It comfortably takes a couple of soft flasks. This is notionally a trail running belt, which is why it's made by Evadict instead, but it works for all kinds of running. I found you get loads of pockets, and they're really well designed to take different things. So on the front and back, you've got kind of really big kind of drop-in pouches there that can hold soft flasks right up to kind of 500 mils. I tend to use about 360 mils myself, but any size fits very well in there. And then actually on the front, you've also got a waterproof pocket that sits behind that pouch that you can fit your phone in along with a hydration flask. And then around the sides, you've got some smaller pockets, and then there's also kind of pole holders in the belt. Obviously points to the fact it's a trail running belt. There's lots of very clever pockets basically, and the whole thing can be tightened by pulling this strap on the side, which is great, especially if you use soft flasks like I do. So as you drink your way through the flask, you can tighten the belt more and more, so there's still no bouncing, even as there's less bottle in the pocket to kind of take up space. It's another great cheap belt from Decathlon that really does stand up well to the very best options on the market. This costs $24.99 in the UK. I haven't seen it on the US Decathlon website yet, but I'm sure it will pop up there at some point. And it's one to look out for. Yeah, that's the Evadict Trail Running Hydration Belt. Then my second pick for testing this last month is the Asics Actibreeze 3D Sandal. Now, in general, 3D printing I think is bit kind of gimmicky at times, especially when it comes to running shoes, but this is an incredibly comfortable recovery slider that's just come out recently. It's available only in the US at the moment, where it costs $80, which is obviously a huge amount of money to spend on a recovery slider, but it's very soft and squishy. And you think when you look at it, that looks like quite a hard plastic lattice, but that isn't the case at all. There's loads of kind of squishiness there. Your foot sinks very nicely into it, but you get basically the perfect level of support. It feels very soft and comfortable to pull on during the kind of long weeks of marathon training that I'm in at the moment, but it's not overly soft like it's kind of making me even more tired to walk around in between runs. Also, this kind of plastic lattice looks a bit like it's going to be uncomfortable, but it's not at all. It's really nice. It's obviously very airy and breathable as well, so these sliders have not started to smell at all, despite the fact I've been using them for kind of 4 weeks during hot weather of marathon training. So the kind of downsides to it are that the bottom is also a lattice, and that will pick up stuff. I've had to pick a load of stuff out of this before doing this video because it's gravel and stuff. If you walk around outside in it at all, you will pick up a lot of stuff. I also would say that it fits very big. This is probably a size or a size and a half too big in my normal size, but it doesn't really matter when you're just kind of mooching around the house after a run. So yeah, it's a fun product. I do like this kind of very squeezy 3D printed structure, and it's really comfortable. And obviously it's a bit of a luxury, but I really like using them just walking around the house. They've replaced the kind of OOFOS sliders I was using in general in between runs. So yeah, that's another new option for those who love a nice comfortable recovery shoe. And the last pick this month is a real quickie, because I've mentioned them in a few videos we've done, including like the Epic's long-term review I did. It's these nylon straps you can now get for Garmin watches, basically just off eBay. So since I tested the Enduro 1, I've been really taken with having a nylon strap on the Garmin. That's the Enduro 2 with its nice strap there. The Garmin's own, official straps, like £55, which is an awful lot for what is essentially just a strip of nylon with a bit of Velcro on on each end. So now I've been waiting for basically good straps to pop up on eBay. I always like to use eBay to buy straps, things like the Apple Watch as well. And there's now loads available for under £10 or $10. I think these were £8. You just kind of feed them through the bars, the kind of the quick fit bars on the Epics or the Phoenix, and attach them using the Velcro. And they're really nice. Like, they're maybe not quite as nice as the official Garmin bands, but I've really enjoyed using them. There's a bit of stretch in them. They dry very quickly after showers as well, so you're not left with kind of like a sopping wet strap on your arm for hours. So yeah, I think if you are looking for nylon straps and have been put off getting an official one from Garmin because they're so expensive, it's worth jumping on eBay and seeing what you can find there, because there are loads of good options. Just the range of colours isn't really there yet, so I'm waiting for that to come available, although there is this clear rip-off of the Apple Hyper Grape band available on eBay at the moment.
So my first pick this month is the Buff Pack Speed Cap. Now this is a really interesting one because it's a running cap that does the same thing most other running caps do. It is sweat wicking, it's designed to protect your head and your eyes from the sun. But the beauty of this cap is that you can basically roll it into a tiny little ball like that, and it reverts back to its original shape. And now this is really good because sometimes when I go out running, it's the weather's changing, it can be sunny for a bit and then it can be a bit cooler, a bit windier, and I no longer want to wear my running cap. This means I can stuff it really nicely into my running belt and it's not an issue. A lot of other caps that I wear for running tend to have a harder structure to them, so I have to wear them the whole time. And it's particularly good if you're going out for like a day of running or you're doing long runs and you might not want to wear the cap the whole time. Also, when you stop running and you're walking home, it's not very nice to wear a really sweaty cap, especially if you're going to shops and things like that. So this works really well because you can just take it off, you can squeeze out the excess sweat, run it under a tap, squeeze it out, stick it in your belt, and you don't have to worry about it when the weather turns or you don't want to look like you've got sweat dripping off your face. So it's really good for that. It's also just a really comfortable cap. I don't actually... As caps go, it's probably not my favourite in terms of the shape and design. It does have a sort of weird swimming cap feel to it. It's a little bit too tight to the head for if you're going to wear this fashionably around. But for pure function, I've not found a cap that does the things that this cap does, and it's just perfect for just stuffing somewhere when you want to have a cap but you don't need it for the whole time. So yeah, great thing to have in your armoury, especially if you're doing lots of longer runs in a changeable climate. My next pick this month is the Saysky Polka 2-in-1 shorts. Now I really like these because they've got a nice fitted feel to them. Some of the running shorts that I have tend to be a little bit baggier. These sort of do a nice balance between design and function. They're really good for sweaty runs, and I've been basically using these for a lot of my summer training, so it's been getting really sweaty. They have an inner lining in them that is quite lightweight and comfortable, so it doesn't feel in any way heavy and doesn't clog up with sweat when you're running in it. There's a few pockets in it as well. There's an inside pocket and there's some two inside pockets for gels, and there's also this zipped back pocket for essentials. Nothing to hold your phone or anything big in, but it's got enough to hold keys and a card in if that's what you want. So not much to say about these apart from I really like the design. Saysky makes some really good looking kit, and these are probably the least garish of some of the kit that I've got from Saysky, so I can wear these out and about without looking too outlandish for my own personal style. But also they just feel really comfortable and they're great. I might be using these for some races coming up soon. I normally use my Soar speed shorts for any races, but I really like these. They're not as lightweight as the Soar options out there, but I think when you're getting to probably the cooler months, these are going to be fantastic because they're just a little bit thicker than something like the Soar race shorts, but perfectly good, and I really like this design. My third pick this month is the New Balance Q-Shift Speed Hoodie. Now this is the London training edition, so every year New Balance release a lot of their clothes with a special limited edition design on them for London, and I really like this design. This colourway is just fantastic, and I can use it for day-to-day use as well as use it for running when it gets colder. But what I really like about this hoodie is that it has this really nice ribbed design. It feels very comfortable, very relaxed, but also feels quite fitted as well. It's not like a baggy hoodie that you'll wear to bed. It's more like a sports hoodie that feels quite sweat wicking. It is quite warm, so I'd probably only use this if it was actually getting quite cold. This is probably something that I'm more likely to use in winter as opposed to autumn or spring. But it washes really well. It doesn't seem to get clogged up with moisture like a normal hoodie would. It also has this interest. It's got a hood on it, and the hood's quite locked down on the head, but it also has this sort of snood thing. So when you're wearing it, you can cover up your mouth and nose with this if it gets windy out there and you want something to really protect your face, and the hood goes over the top, so you end up just having this sort of opening section for your eyes that protects you from the weather when you're out there. Other than that, it's just a very nice, reliable hoodie that just feels very comfortable, and I really like having running kit that I can use for running and not running. So it's a great option for that. And I'm a big fan of a lot of the New Balance running kit for that reason, that it sort of fits really nicely. It doesn't feel like performance wear when you don't want it to be performance wear, but it does a great job when you're actually out there running. That's it from us this month. Thanks a lot for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe and click that little bell icon, and check the channel out for all the other videos we've got from latest road and trail shoes, as well as running watches and headphones out at the moment. And don't forget that we've also got our monthly podcast that comes out at the end of each month. You can go into the caption below and find the link where you can listen to that on all of the different podcast providers that are out there. Thanks a lot for watching. See you next time.